Welcome to Frank Talk About Sensors. I'm Randy Frank, and today I'm talking to Anita Ganti, Business Unit Director for the Precision Systems Business Unit of National Semiconductor. National is a leading supplier of power management and high-performance analog integrated circuits. Anita, welcome to Frank Talk About Sensors.
Glad to be here, Frank.
Anita, National Semiconductor recently made an announcement that can simplify the design and reduce the signal path design time for sensor-based systems. What is it that you announced?
Well, what we've announced, Frank, is our Sensor AFE product family. And this is comprised of three elements. Our Sensor AFE ICs that are to be designed and address applications for specific types of sensors and end applications. They provide a complete analog signal path solution between the sensor and the microcontroller. We also have an analog tool or a web-band sensor design tool that goes with these ICs that allows for the design of sensor system, enables the end user to estimate performance and optimize the sensor signal path solution. And also we have a development platform. The evaluation system allows the designer to attach a sensor, modify a design, load configuration data to the sensor IC, and evaluate the solution. The first IC that goes in this product family that we're announcing is the LMP9100. A typical application for this IC would be monitoring a pressure sensor or an RTD in a ratiometric fashion. We also have the LMP91000, which is a toxic gas sensor, a potentiometer, potentiostat application IC. It offers a flexible input mux, which allows you to configure this IC into many different gas sensing applications. It also lets you vary the input bias to the sensor, and it can be compatible with a wide range of toxic gas sensors. It also allows the user to, using a single supply, configure the IC for various oxidation or reduction conditions. So we've announced, in effect, a family of products which include the first two of a family of ICs, a web-band sensor designer software tool that enables you to configure these ICs and use them in your design for applications very easily, and a development platform that lets you take the design and go into prototyping very rapidly. So that's what we've announced with this announcement.
Well, that's quite interesting. Can you say what do you think this really means to sensor designers?
You know, sensor designers have historically not had such a system to develop their sensor-based systems with. And so really painting for you the picture of a system designer who has to select the sensor, select discrete components today, and it can take them months, if not, several weeks to develop their sensor-based system, starting from selecting a sensor, looking at the operation characteristics of the sensor, drift over time and temperature, looking over conditions where this IC might be specified. A lot of tedious and time-consuming work poring over lots of data. And National's goal has been to make the life of this sensor system designer a little bit easier and shorten their design cycle time and enable to get their products to market a little bit sooner and focus their time on differentiating themselves from their competition. So, in effect, what we think this will enable the sensor designer to do is select an integrated circuit that is designed for a specific family of sensors and application spaces, configure and optimize their design by configuring the IC, select the right features for their application, let it be the sensor drive, the reference input, gain calibration, diagnostics, background calibration, because all that is included within the IC. Use the Webbench Designer tool to automatically configure this IC based on the characteristics of the sensor they've selected, and then leave the user the ability to tweak and optimize their performance. And with this device properly configured, estimate their device performance using the software tool. Then going on to the development system, they can attach the sensor, load their configuration data, evaluate the signal path performance, and really optimize their design. So our goal has been to make the sensor signal path designer's job a little bit easier and give them time to do the other things that they can do in a differentiated fashion. So that's how we feel will bring some impact to the person that's developing their sensor system.
That certainly sounds like it's going to make a difference as far as how they go about doing their job. You also mentioned the WebBench tool that also aids them in the Sensor AFE Designer. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Of course, the WebBench Sensor AFE Designer really joins the ranks of National's award-winning WebBench tools. And our goal this time has been to make the life of the sensor signal path designer easier. So the entry screen they see is, it starts with selecting the sensor. Working with our customer partners, we know when you're developing the sensor-based system, the first thing you're thinking about is the sensor and selecting that sensor. We've included a database of sensors from a large number of leading sensor manufacturers right now, and we continue to add to that as we work with various sensor companies. In addition, the designer can enter the parametric table and enter their own sensor into this database if they're using something that's not already in our database. And then from there, they can go look at this database, select their sensor, from there go estimate the device performance, so configure the IC, estimate device performance for that configuration, to really trade off between things like noise, signal-to-noise ratio, ENOP, power consumption, error. And once they've iterated through this a few times and they've got the design that they really need, they can go on from there to the development platform where they stick in the actual sensor, the hardware, download their configuration data that they can have saved, and then go from there to evaluating the data. So we've included even things like analysis tools where they can look at histogram of data, or we even have an oscilloscope mode, for example, where they can look at it in an oscilloscope format and look at all the data that they've gathered. So in effect, the WebEdge tool takes them the entire way, and it has the same look and feel, whether they want to use it on the web, on a web-enabled PC, or in their lab in a LabBench PC, which may not be connected to the internet. So that's a little bit about WebBench.
Well, great. Anita, that is a very exciting announcement. Where can engineers go for more information, and what's available?
What we're announcing on January 24th are the two ICs, the software platform and the development system. And we have our website here, www.national.com/SensorAFE, where people can find out more about this announcement and our products.
Great. Well, that's going to do it for this frank talk about sensors. See you next time.